This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone, welcome everyone to our sessions. So UI React and Angular. So myself I am Krishna. So am I audible? Could you please confirm over the chat window? Okay. So there are some chantings are coming in my background. So please don't mind. There is a puja happening in my community. So if you are not clear with anything, please put some question or the chat window, and I'll respond to that. Okay. So myself, I'm Krishna. So most of you don't know. So few people have already attended this session. So I'm holding 17 years of experience in corporate development. So which is I'm currently working as a technical architect. So in an MNC, and I'll be holding this corporate trainings about 10 years. So this is my 10th year in corporate trainings, and I'll be handling the UI training programs. So which is the most familiar programs. So right now is React, Angular, Vue.js, and all. So I'll be handling with the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Angular, and Vue.js and other mean stack programs, MERN stack programs, and full stack programs. So this is a small intro about me. And coming back to us, like we are dealing with currently, we this training we are considering it as a UI training. So what is UI? And some of the people may or may not aware of this UI. What is UI and other trainings? So in this training, we will be covering about this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and the JavaScript which will includes right now, which is like ES6 and ES Next. So these are the ECMAScript versions. What is ECMAScript and what is JavaScript? I'll give you in detail explanation about it, and we will gonna work on it. So not a problem. And after that, like we will be handling a web project, so which is on the real-time scenario, which is the base of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and where the data we will be getting from an API, and that we will see how it will be getting from there, where we can get that API, and how we can integrate with the basic web project and all. And then we will switch our focus to TypeScript, as the TypeScript is very much important right now, which is like it is having a strongly typed language, and which is competing with many of the programming languages. So we will be focusing on TypeScript as well. And then we will focus on Node.js, and Node.js is the environment where we will be developing our applications, which is like React, Angular. Not only React and Angular, we can develop any programming language code on the basis of Node.js and also Visual Code. Okay, so Node is very important. So we will have a brief introduction about the Node.js and how it is useful and what we can configure on the Node.js and all we can see. And then we will switch our main this one, so which is like React JS, and we can also the React will comes up with the TypeScript as well. First we will see what is React JS and how we can develop a program and how we can make a web project on React JS. And then we can try that, the same example with the TypeScript, and then you can get the differences between JavaScript and TypeScript, and which is also the web project, which is a real-time scenario. We will be taking it and we will be implementing that. Okay, and then we will be focusing on the Angular. So Angular is one of the most familiar language. I mean the framework which is in the market. It is having very craze, and there are a lot of openings which is happening for Angular as well as the React. So we will be learning Angular as well. So in interviews and in general openings, UI developer openings, like they'll be asking either React or Angular. But if you can get up your skills with, if you're ready with React and Angular, you'll be having more opportunities. So you can switch to any of those. Like the here, what is the difference is you are learning both, but you can have the career path only once. Like one career path, it will be there. Either you learn React or Angular, your career path will be UI developer. Okay, so that is the thing we will be covering over here. So if you have more interest on other frameworks, so Vue.js is also one another important, but we are not covering in this course. If you are interested on the Vue.js as well, you can contact us. So, and coming to the training curriculum, so we'll be having Angular is nothing but it is in the TypeScript, and which is rewritten earlier version of the Angular, which is Angular JS. If interested, I can go through that Angular JS as well, but as of now, like, I don't recommend. But if the people wants to know about AngularJS, what happened with the earlier version of the AngularJS, and how to migrate the applications from AngularJS to Angular, then we can have the quick overview and discussion on that. And after completing of our Angular course, like, we can have the web project, which is on the real-time scenario. So which is another project we can do with the Angular. And then you can see the difference between how you are developing the project in React and how you can make use of this Angular to develop a web project. And for this, like, we need some database connectivity, and everything we need to have to get from the data. So now the database is into like different types of databases, like SQL and non-SQL. Non-SQL comes into like document based databases like MongoDB and all. And also we'll be having some real-time cloud database, so which is in the cloud, where it will be having Google Firebase or AWS. So this kind of cloud databases also we can say how to access those cloud bases and all. So I'll take an example of Google Firebase, and I'll be creating a simple account, and I'll show you how to create a simple account and how to make use of that particular cloud database. And basically this is career IT is planning for a job oriented program, and where we will be having a mock interviews. So in real time scenario, how you have to face the interview, and what will be the questions of your interview, and what will be the coding assessment for you it will be given, and all. So all those things whatever we will be having, so will be covered entirely in our training program. So each and every session will be having 60 to 90 minutes, so which is like 1 hour, 1 to 1.5 hour. So based on the topics we'll be covering, so each and every day you will be given the sheet of the day, so which is like what are the topics we have covered, and we will be giving it to you, and you can do the practice over there. And each and every topic what we are covering on a daily basis will be having an assessment. So that assessment you need to have to complete, and you need to have to submit back into our Google share drives. So then we will evaluate your how you are going to do and everything. So each and everything will be having some assessment ranking and all. So please be do focus on this particular training program. So if you are focusing, really focusing on your career switch, or if you want to migrate your career on this UI, so you need to have to take very hard step in this, and you need to have to focus on this. So focus in the sense like you are listening to the classes, and you just do some practice, and you just complete the assessment what we are giving. So it will generally will not take more than after this class, if you can start working on 2 hours daily, so it will be completed. So in sense like in corporate sense, you need to have to work about 8 hours a day, but till now you are not habituated to work for 8 hours continuously. So you need to have to get habituated from 2 hours. Like if you start with the 2 hours, it will become 2 to 4, and 4 to 6, and 6 to 8 hours. So that is my intention to draw with. So our topics, like when we are discussing with the HTML and CSS, initially you focus with the 2 hours of the time on the regular basis, and then you improve your time to increase your time to 2 to 4 hours, and practice more, and kind of thing. So you need to have to increase your working hours, so that you will be ready by the time of your job, so that you can spend 8 hours of time in your job time. So that is my scenario over here, and I would like to know from your and like about your uh, about your education, if you are experienced, and your experience, if you are experienced, what is your experience, and your name along with that. So you just give me, so why you are opting for this particular program, so what is your expectation. So you can open up your mics, and you can one by one you can let me know, so that I can know about you, so that I can assess you more things on this. Okay, so I just first go with the Balachandra Moli. If you can open up, and if you can let me know about yourself. Okay, so next, Bhu Lakshmi. If you are not able to talk, you can also type out the chat window about you, so your name, education, and experience. If you have any experience, just type on the experience, or if you are from non-IT background, you just type over the chat window. So what is your year of pass out, and what is your education related to, if you are from non-IT, so that I can know more details about you, and I can go in detail with the concepts. So if you are new to the IT, so I need to have to take extra care. So that is the reason I'm just asking you. So yeah, I'll call up the names. If you are not able to unmute your mic and talk, so you can type over the chat window, so that I can know about yourself. Okay, so Balachandra Moli, if you are not able to talk, so you can type over the chat window. And next is Bhu Lakshmi Nellori. Are you able to unmute your mic and you can talk? Okay. So, Atmiya Kumar, Lakshmi Prasanna Yasa,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Go ahead, Lakshmi.
My name is Lakshmi Prasanna.
Mm-hmm.
I have completed my graduation in a stream of CSE in 2019.
Okay.
Uh, I'm searching for a job and I have basic knowledge on Java and SQL as well as Python.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to learn Angular. One of my friends suggested this program
Okay.
and I want to learn. I'm interested to this course.
Okay. So you are not working anywhere, right?
No, sir.
Okay. You are from IT background, CSC.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Lakshmi. And
Thank you, sir.
Nagaramya. Thank you. Nagaramya, you there?
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Yeah, sir. Uh, Hi, sir.
Hi.
My name is Nagaramya, and I completed graduation in this year.
Okay.
Uh, I'm from Electronics and Communication Engineering.
Okay.
So that's it, sir.
Electronics and communication engineering. Okay. So what is your
Yes.
pass-
Hello.
what is your year of pass out?
2021, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Uh, Sai. I mean, two
Good morning,
Sai's
sir.
here. Hi. Good morning.
Yeah, yeah, I've completed my graduation in the year 2019 from computer science background.
Okay.
Yeah, later on, like I've done some online courses like in Java and Python. I've done internship for 7 months in Python, and
Okay.
later on, like, I'm planning to go to US
Okay.
for doing my masters there. So
Okay.
recently, my H1B got picked up.
Okay.
Yeah, for that reason, I want to do it.
Oh, you want to learn all this for
Yeah,
your. Okay.
yeah, future.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Saimala. Satish.
Hi Krishna.
Hi. Hi, Satish.
I attended the same session yesterday.
Oh,
My name is
okay.
Satish. I'm a full stack Java dev with 12 plus year experience. I'm currently working in Java Spring microservices and other frameworks like JSF and Struts, mainly web
Okay.
development. Yeah.
Okay.
So that I just wanted to have a quick through this Angular and React, so that that's the most suitable combination with the Spring and Angular. Just wanted a bit of learning with Angular now.
Okay.
Just upskilling myself for this one.
Okay. Got it. Thank you, Satish.
Yep. Thanks, Krishna.
Satya Sai. Shiva.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Shiva.
This is Shiva. I completed my BTech in 2020 electronic communication. I have a little bit knowledge on JavaScript, Ajax, and jQuery Bootstrap.
Okay.
I have an interest in Angular Typescript, sir.
Oh, okay.
Angular 10. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Subbu.
Hi sir, good morning sir. My name is Charity Venkat Subbara. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Subbu.
Can you audible?
Yeah, I'm audible.
Hello.
You are audible. Sorry. Yes. Yes, Subbu, go ahead.
Okay. Uh, my name is Subbara.
Okay.
I completed in 2019 BTech,
Mm-hmm.
mechanical branch.
Okay.
Already learning to HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Okay.
Uh, I interested in Angular,
Okay.
so I joined.
Okay.
That's
Thank you, Subbu. Tota Sudhir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Sri Kumar. I passed out in 2019 in the stream of computer science.
Okay.
Again, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, as well as SQL Server
Okay.
and .NET also.
Okay. So, how many years of experience you have?
No, sir. Internship in computer technologies.
I'm sorry. Can you come again?
I do internship in computer technologies. In the
Internship.
technology
Okay.
.NET.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Thank you. And I think Vishnu already sent me over the chat window. Okay. Okay. So most of the people are freshers with few experience in it, and I would like to have a simple poll over here. Okay. So let me understand. So what you're looking for. So how many of you are looking for only Angular? How many of you are looking for only React? And how many are looking for both? Okay. So just type your over the chat window. So if you're looking for only Angular, only React, or both, type out the chat window so that everyone, one for both.
Hello, sir. Which one is best, sir?
Sorry,
Which one is best in this, sir?
I'll give you that. First of all, I'm just trying to understand your perspective. So what you know about Angular and what you know about React.
Oh, you didn't.
Only Angular,
No,
only
sir.
Angular. Yes, there.
Yeah, we don't know, sir.
Okay. If you don't know, please type over the chat window. Don't know. That's it. I'll give you the clear thing. Only Angular. Okay. Okay. So 2, 2, 3, 4. Good to know, Satyasai Krishna. Okay. So most of the people you are focusing on Angular. So my question here is like, why Angular? So Power is made SPA applications and React is made mobile and native applications. Shiva. Okay. So you think Angular is more powerful than React, right? Okay, in SPA. Okay, so Angular is a framework. React is a library. Okay, so coming to the SPA, so single page application architecture. Both will come into SPA. So you can implement either with Angular or React. Okay, so what is library and what is framework? Yeah, the requirement of Angular with Node.js library in Australia. Okay, so in abroad, like we'll be having both the things. So most of my US clients are from React background, and most of like it will be like 50% chances in React and 50% chances in Angular as well. Okay, so here, which is like it's completely based on React is completely based on the JavaScript. So the JavaScript methodologies and everything, it will be like on the basis of JavaScript, it will be having more impact. Like if you are learning JavaScript with ES6 and here your entire program was controlled by your script. So which is like it is having JavaScript X, which is JS6, we will be calling it as. So JS6 is nothing but JavaScript will handle the HTML inside the script. Okay, that is nothing but JS6 over here. And the learning curve, it is little hard, or I can say difficult comparatively comparative with Angular, where Angular it is having a complete package and it is different and it is completely on the TypeScript. And if you are learning the TypeScript, then it will be very easy. But to learn the TypeScript, we need JavaScript and ES6. This understanding is must, and it will be having the complete structure, complete structural programming. So where it will be having each and everything is a component. So component based architecture. Okay. So in React also we will be taking care of the components. Okay. So here each and everything we will be defining in a component, and it is having this one. So comparatively, this learning is little easy, where it will be having learning easy means this Angular will comes with more command options. So which is like it will be operating from the view part. View means in the HTML. Okay, so if you are writing some directives in the HTML, it will talk to the script. So whatever we'll be writing in the script, and it will take the command, take the operation from the front end, which is like it will be controlling from the front end. So which is like in Angular, framework is the responsible for your execution. In React, script is the main thing for your execution. But if you can compare the performance of the both the applications, React will give you the performance, the better performance comparatively with your Angular. So there is very minute difference, but if you can see, whenever the HTML and everything is all including in a script, and the script is talking to the HTML, only the script is directly including in a HTML page, and only we'll be having one HTML page in React application. We don't have many HTML pages, only we'll be having only single HTML page. Okay, I will give you the better overview of that. Okay, so which is my suggestion is to like you learn both the things, which is like if you are a fresher, if you want to focus on more career opportunities, this and this will be having, both will be having more career opportunities. So if you combinedly learn, so it will be good. But my way of this one is like, so if you can go with the basic understanding about JavaScript till JavaScript, then you can easily learn the TypeScript, which is TypeScript is important for your Angular. So if you're targeting for the Angular, TypeScript is as important as you have to do the program in Angular. Okay, and you may think that TypeScript is only useful for the Angular. No, it will come up with your React also. React we can do with TypeScript and JavaScript both, and Node.js is important for both the things. So we will be, this is common for each and every, if you are targeting for React or Angular, it will be till here it is common for both the things. So if you want to learn the React JS, it will be around, React JS, it will be taking a 20 hours, 20 to 25 hours. And Angular also it will be taking around 20 to 25 hours. Okay. So R means it will be a session. So 20 to 25 sessions. So it will be around like this. So totally, if you can spend around this much of time, this much of time, so it's hardly like it's a month and it's a month. Okay, so all the other basic stuff we'll be taking in a 20 to 25 sessions. So it will be around, all these three will be around 20 sessions. Again, 20 sessions means weekly 5 days into 4 weeks, it will become a month. So it will be around all those things. This till now it will be around 20 to 25 hours. So which is like it is 1 month, and this is another month, and this is another month. So completely like 3 months of time you need to have to spend on these things. Okay, so if you want me to, like most of the people don't want, or you completely don't want this React JS, let me know, so that because we will switch this, because if you are interested in React JS, few people are interested in both the things, we'll first learn Angular and then we will learn React JS. But the sequence, if we can follow from the this order, it will be good, because you can learn gradually. So which is like HTML, CSS, and then React JS, and then Angular, you can see the difference more. But if your priority is first learning the Angular, let me know, let organizer know about it, and we can have first with Angular and then we will go with the React JS. So who are looking for both the technologies, they can learn both, but the sequence it will be different, because most of the people are opting for the Angular. Okay, so my suggestion is this. But till now we need to have like this, we need to have to cover for sure, and then we need to have to come either this first or this first. Okay, and this also we will be handling either with both the things, so it will be like this. And anyways, like when completing for example, if you are completing this course, I mean this month course, we'll be having a mock interviews for this level, and also after completing this one React.js, and we'll be having again mock interviews, and after completing the Angular we'll be having the mock interviews for all the three and either one, like even for the Angular and also for the UI developer. So the most of the people don't know about what is UI. So UI is nothing but user interface. So as I have mentioned you, this is completely a practical orientation. So I'll be providing you the technical terminology with practical example, and I'll be giving you the assignments for each day. Okay, and that assignment you need to have to submit back through our Google Drive with your name, and you will be created one folder, and daily you have to put your assignments on the name of the day, I mean with the date whatever we are discussing, and on the same date you need to have to submit your sheet over there. Okay, so and few topics I'll be giving you for the research, so which is like there are some similar topics will be there that you have to research, and you have to come back with your research paper. So which is like you need to have to study what is that, and how you with a simple example. So what is the scenario I'm following over here with the practical orientation program, which is like a technical terminology with a practical example. You need to have to submit the same research paper to back to us, so that will improvise your research skills. So which is like if something new comes into the market, so you need to have to research on it, you need to have to study on it. So there are no special training programs will be available for any new technology. They'll they'll be providing you some documentation, so each and every documentation is available over the web, and you just have to go through that documentation and understand, and you need to have to come up with that particular research paper. So those similar concepts I'll be giving you, so that you can improvise your presentation skills, and that we will be taking care on a weekly basis. Okay, so this we will cover, we will spend around 30 minutes, and I will nominate a person each and every week, and those have to prepare for making this research, and whatever we research topics, so that you need to have to speak about it. Okay, so this improves your technical skills, and also your practical ability skills, and your research skills, which is like a presentation skills. And also you have to talk in a good communication skills, and you need to have to improvise with your communication skills as well. So this is what my focus to draw with this entire program, so that you have to gear up all those skills, so that you'll be ready for the interviews, and you will get good jobs. And also the placement assistance will be provided by the career ID, and they will be taking care of your you know placements and all. And each and everything, like we need to have to understand each and every topic in normally like technology or whatever it will be. You need to have to think on why, what, and how. So which is like these three questions, if you put to any topic of your life, or in your if you're talking about a UI, so what is why UI, what is that UI, and how I need to have to use this UI uh, in whatever the respected areas, and what are all the things we need to have to do over here. So this is the basic questions. Like if you question put a question for each and every topic, so you will get the answers. If you can get the answers, then the problem solved. So each and every situation is a problem, so you need to have to give the solution to that. And if you can see in market, we'll be having a lot of web applications are developing. And what is a web application? Each and a web application is a problem, and we are providing a solution for that. So which is like a web application is nothing but you need to have to offer something, and they need to have to like users have to use that. They have to enter their data, something like that, like they are utilizing, and whatever it will be. So for example, if you take a example of a any mobile applications or web applications, what is it serving? So it is serving some information to get something out of it, like. And the people, they are which are into doing the business, they are getting the money, and you are getting the service. And even for the product management, and also they are getting the product sale, and they'll be promoting their products, and each and everything it will be like that. So it all includes in the web development. So there are two things over here, web and mobile application development. So mobile application development is a different category. So if you are learning how to do the web application development, you can easily gear up your skills with your mobile application development. So that is very much understandable and similar to that. And web development, web application development, I'm talking about web application development means websites and web applications are two different things. Website is a static thing, so where you can read the information, so you'll only get the information. And website will be having a hardly one contact information form. So rather than that, web application is where the user interacts with the browser, and he wants to get some data out of it, and he wants to enter his data, and he wants to use some information like CRUD, like creating, reading, updating, deleting. So these are nothing but web application is doing. So all we have to do with whatever we are learning the skills, that is nothing but web development. But you are focusing on the UI side, which is like a front end. Front end is nothing but you are taking in care with the in respect to the web browser. So in the web browser, HTML, CSS, JavaScript are the main things. So if you develop any program, so there are some scripts which will be executing in the browser, which is like PHP, JavaScript, and inbuilt the browser will be having CSS and HTML. If you open any page, you'll be finding out only these things. I'll show you in a practical way. So how these websites are making, and after developing everything, what it will show in the browser. So finally, the browser has to understand what you are developing. So that understandable languages are nothing but HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and PHP. We'll keep aside with PHP, and a few more technologies are there, but we are not considering those things. We are mainly focusing on the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript frameworks and libraries. So coming to the development, we can develop either in the JavaScript framework or a library, so that it will convert into a JavaScript minimized file, so that we can attach to a HTML, so that that HTML will load into a browser. So that is what the scenario it will be. And in coming to the career opportunities with the UI will be having UI designer and development. Designer is entirely different. So where we'll be having some wireframes, mocks, and layouts that we can design using some Adobe suits and other Corel Draw kind of thing. It is just like you're designing the layout and designing the functionality, how it has to go and all. But coming to the development, whatever the designer makes, like how he is visualizing that particular web application, you need to have to develop that with use of all these technologies. So that is what the developer does. So if you are learning and if you are focusing all those things, you will become a UI developer. So that is your career opportunity after learning this course. And basically, like we will be making use of web pages, and we'll be having some architectures for this. So as we are talking about SPA, single page application architecture, and we can have the familiar architecture called MVC, which is what model, view, and controller. And Angular will be following MVVM, which is like model, view, and view model. So like this, like we will be having different architectures and different design patterns to implement our application. So we will also in an overview, we will talk about all these design patterns and architectures. Okay, so coming to this, like we are doing a web application development, and also we need to have to get awareness of how we can deploy our developed application into a server, so that our application will be accessible globally. So that is also the main scenario. Like in deployment, there are some scenarios we have to follow. So that scenarios also will be covering over this course. So either whatever you will be doing in Angular or React, you need to have to implement the basic operations like CRUD, which is creating the data, reading the data, updating the data, and deleting the data. These are the core operations in every application we'll be doing. So rather than these four, we don't have anything else, right? So going forward, like you'll be having another career full stack opportunity. So if you're learning Angular, so there's a mean stack course and min stack course will be there. In the mean stack, it will nothing but the MongoDB, Express.js, and Node. Anyways, like you will be learning the Node up to the Angular level. You can also enhance your skills on the basis of the Node. So Node will create a server, and Express will be giving you the bridge between your database and your Angular code. And MongoDB is the database, document based database. So this is a front end full stack where we'll be concentrating. So which is a lot of the people will be called it as a full stack, but I preferably talk it as a mean stack or a min stack. Those are like only front end full stack. Okay, so which is most of the technologies are front end only except the database, and we can also target to the non-SQL database. Here MongoDB is a non-SQL database, and we can also target to the SQL database, which is SQL, MySQL, or Postgres, or anything is a SQL database. And also we will be learning about some cloud databases and how we can make use of that in our implementation. So we will have a strong focus on those things, but we are not deeply going into mean or man at this point of time. I just give you a brief overview of it. Okay, if you are interested after this course, we will definitely go into this mean or man. Okay, so these are very much competing to nowadays, like with Java, J2E, .NET. So if you are already learned with Java, J2E, Python, .NET, whatever the programming language, those are our programming language. In the comparative between programming language and what is our scripting language. So all these Angular, React, these are all scripting language frameworks and libraries. And Java, JDE, .NET, Python, these are all programming languages. So programming languages can give you either these can be useful to develop applications on console, Windows, or any web applications. So those are programming languages. They'll be having separate terminology, and it will be there. So nowadays we are minimizing the effort of doing in your programming language, because we are doing every what are all the main operations we can do with the front end itself, which is like using this JavaScript and frameworks and libraries like Angular and React. So we are minimizing the effort of Java, J2E, and .NET, Python. So in that scenario, your development effort will be reduced, and you can make the simplified applications. So all the applications are not complex. So they'll not be needing the programming language, right? So it will be reducing. So uh, even for the people who are already experienced in Java, JDE, .NET, Python, they are learning, and they are also gearing up their skills with the UI, so that now the full stack is including with the front end skills as well. So earlier we used to have the for Java they'll be using JSP pages, and .NET will be using some ASPX pages, and Python will be having other user interface with Django and other things. So in this scenario, like we are reducing these things, and the people is also are coming up with the Angular or React, enhancing their skills, and they are including in their career, so that they'll be giving you more preference in their uh, for the career opportunities, and they'll be getting the projects, and they used to handle all those things either in the front end and the back end. So that is the power of front end frameworks and libraries now. So as per the market, we need to have to gear up our skills, and we need to have to move with the market. So that is the IT industry what it is primarily focusing on. And going forward, you can learn mobile application development based on your Angular and React. If you're learning React, you can target with the native applications using React Native. And if you are targeting to Angular will like Ionic and any other native applications also we can develop. So Angular with React Native also we can do that. So there are a lot many things you can implement, not only React Native and Ionic. There are a lot of other mobile application frameworks are already, like native and hybrid applications. So there are two types of applications for mobile applications we'll be having. So that is your next level of that's your enhancement, like how you go with it and all. But our focus is to, like, we need to have a web development, so we need to have to develop a project based on what we are learning, like framework with Angular, so Angular web application or React web application. So we need to have to achieve, this is the target for this particular course. Okay, so this is entire overview of what we are talking about. So if you have any questions, let me know. So I'll address your questions and we will wind up this demo, and we will have the regular session from Monday onwards, that is from tomorrow. So let me know your questions and queries. Any questions, any queries? You want to know anything else? Am I clear? So everything what I have discussed over this notepad, everything is clear? Please type your response on the chat window so that I can know whether you are able to get my, whatever I'm talking to you. And first and foremost important thing in my sessions is, like, please be more interactive, because if you are not interacting to me, so I don't know how you are taking it. So either you are taking it or no. So I need to have to know. So your feedback is always important here. Yeah, thank you. Uh, and I know, like, a lot of people are freshers, so I don't mind if you are typing any or if you're talking with the little mistakes here and there. I don't mind, because you need to have to improvise that. So if you're not opening up and you're not talking up, so you don't improvise your skills. That is what. How would cover all UI topics in 20 to 25 hours? HTML 4, 5, CSS 2, 3, JS, Node.js, and okay. So my curriculum is a different, Siva. Here, if you can see over here, I I have given you one research also here. So few topics I'll not able to. So if you go in detail with HTML, CSS detail and JavaScript detail, it will take, this is an 1 year course. But I don't want to go with all few topics or we are not using on a regular basis. So I'll give you a brief overview and implementation of few topics, and you need to have to do some practice, and few topics I'll be giving you for research. Okay, so you need to have to come with that particular, so what you learned on those particular things, because I'm giving you something, so you need to have the same intuition to learn these things. So you need to have to research something. If you don't have that skill, it is hardly possible. So it's not like a spoon feeding, like I can mix up in a bowl and putting in your mouth. So you need to have to come up with the, because I just give you the recipe, you just have to make it. That's my this thing. So I just want you to make everything, so I will guide you. So that is what my intention here. Okay, and we are not covering jQuery here, we are just focusing on React or Angular. Okay, hope I'm clear to you, Shiva. Okay, so any other questions? So if you have any other questions, please let me know. Okay, so the course content you can get it from Career IT. So they will provide you the course content. So they will be having few topics, and rather than that, we will be covering more things than that, and a few topics like will not, like, those are the mandatory topics what we have covered in that, in that course curriculum. So other than that, like, will go out of out of those topics as well sometimes, and we will be discussing as per the real time scenario. So yeah, I think no one have any other questions, so we'll wind up the session here, and hope we can see you tomorrow. So just like we'll start with the HTML basic programming and the basic awareness of entire web structure and the web application, and how we will go with the simple web site first, and then we'll go to application, and I will give you the entire scenarios of those things. So please don't miss. So if you have any questions, please do contact me, or you just to talk to Career IT so that I will clear you up. And if you want any counseling regards what you are still not able to decide, so we will have a counsel session. Not a problem. Yes, both the things will be there. Yes, Ajax call is important also. It will also cover. That we will cover in Ajax and asynchronous operations. Everything will be covering in JavaScript. So don't worry about it. Okay. So those who don't have any other questions, feel free to drop. We'll see you in the next session. And those who have questions, I'll still wait for a couple of minutes so that they can clear their doubts. And thank you everyone for joining the demo. So hope we will see you in the next session.